make Mexican happy plate for dinner. Some people call it happy plate at some Mexican restaurants. Some people call it chicken, cheese, and rice, steak, cheese, and rice. Whatever you call it, that's what we're making, except we're doing it with steak and chicken. Let's get to cooking. There's one thing I can't stand, and that's slicing raw meats, but it is what it is. I get the thinly sliced sirloin for this. These also make fantastic steak rolls. I don't know if you've ever had them before. I need to put that on my menu for next week. We haven't had them in a while, but I get I get onion and bell pepper, sometimes red pepper too, and I slice it really thin and I roll it in this, marinate it with teriyaki sauce and some seasonings, and grill it. And they're like steak roll-ups. So we're just gonna slice our meat really thin, our chicken and our steak. I get the thinly sliced chicken breast. I got these from Aldi, so I'm gonna do the same thing. I have all my meat cut up, but I like to cook my meat separately because we like our steak medium, but we like our chicken done. Like done. So I'm gonna cook my chicken first. In my pan, I have some olive oil. These pans are linked in my showcase, by the way. They're on major sale right now, and I love them. They're the, I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to say it. They're in my TikTok shop, and the handle's removable. Okay. Let's put our chicken in there. Going to season it with just a little bit of my like normal seasonings, but I use fajita seasoning for my meat for like the main flavor. My normal seasoning is a little bit of Tony's, a little bit of onion powder, and garlic powder. I do not add my fajita seasoning until I can see my chicken is done, because I gotta make sure this chicken is not poisonous. Okay. While that's cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and start my rice. I used to use like the pre-made packet of the Mexican rice, and I kept telling my husband, I was like, something's missing. Like it doesn't taste right. Well, I came across somebody on here, and I wish I would have remembered her name so I could tag her, but she makes her rice, her Mexican restaurant rice, with the tomato, hold please, I can't reach it. The tomato bouillon chicken, 10 out of 10. It tastes just like the restaurant. So I'm gonna boil my water because we are using instant white rice. I'm gonna do 3 cups of rice because we want this for leftovers, so I need 3 cups of water. All right, I have 3 cups of water, and I usually just eyeball this. I'm sure there's a measurement. Let me see if they even have one. That's in Spanish. For 1.5 cups boiling water, you want 1 teaspoon of this. So we have 3 cups. So I'm gonna do 2 teaspoons, right? Is that teaspoon or tablespoon? It's a teaspoon. You can either boil your water with no seasoning and then put your seasoning in when you pour your rice in and set it to the side, or you can boil your water with the seasoning. I've done it both ways. It really doesn't change anything for me. Okay, my chicken is not where it's gonna kill anybody. Okay, so we're gonna add fajita seasoning. I'm really disappointed that Walmart did not have Walmart brand. I have to actually use a name brand? What the heck? I'm not gonna use all of it because we don't want it super, super salty, but I do need to add a little bit of water. Okay. Fajita chicken is done. I'm going to put it on, I feel like I don't have to yell anymore because I'm not searing any of it, but I'm gonna put it on a separate plate because it's time to do the steak now. So let me get my pan all cleaned up so I can do the steak. All right, pan's all cleaned up. Added more oil to the pan for the steak. Again, we like our steak more like medium. Even when we eat fajitas, we don't want to eat beef jerky. So that's why I like cooking mine separate. So I'm gonna go ahead and add it. The pan's still really hot, so this is gonna make a lot of noise. I'm gonna do the same seasonings that I did with the chicken before I add the fajita mix. And I have about half of the fajita seasoning mix left. I didn't want to add all of that onto a chicken and then another one, like all of it to the meat, like the beef. That would be really, really salty on top of the cheese dip and the rice and all that. So my broth is almost, or water with the bouillon, is almost coming to a rolling boil. So I'm going to go ahead and measure out my rice. Again, we're doing 3 cups of rice. So I don't know why, but this is the biggest one that I have and it's just 2 cups. So I'm gonna go ahead and measure. All right, our water with the seasoning has came to a boil. So we're gonna set it to the side and add in our 3 cups of rice. Give her a good stir-rooney. And I'm going to put a, I usually just put a paper plate over this, to be honest, to let her soak up all the, and my paper plates, I gotta go get one, so I'll just put the lid on it. But I need to let all the juices soak up in the rice. So, there's that. I'm gonna move her out of my way. Let her do its thing. My steak is done. I'm gonna go ahead and add the rest of my fajita seasoning. I might have to open up another fajita seasoning because this was a lot of steak. All right, and the steak is now done. So I'm gonna put it in another plate. There's the steak. And I have my rice sitting. It's gonna take 5 minutes usually for all the juices to come together. And I'm gonna go ahead and pop this in the microwave. Now, a lot of times I make this like casserole style where I put my rice in a dish and then put my meat and stuff on top of it and then drizzle this on top. But I'm not gonna do that tonight. We are gonna like make your own tonight. So I'll show you what mine looks like. I'm doing this because we have tortilla shells and I think I want to take like steak tacos for lunch some days this week. So I'll show you what it looks like. I needed to show y'all what my rice looked like before I plated it because tell me that does not look like where you get it from the Mexican restaurant. And the taste is amazing. James, do you prefer this rice how I make it or the one in the bag that I used to make?
That one.
So now, we're gonna make our little Mexican happy plate. Presentation isn't key over here. We use fine china, okay? Straight from the Sam's Club. There's the cheesy chicken and steak rice or happy plate or whatever you wanna call it. Let's try it. Let's see, I think I wanna get a little bit of everything. This is gonna be so hot. We got Mexican at home. Let me know if you try it. Love you, bye.